Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We're on day 2 here on Snowdrop Tundra, the community poll winner, and we're going to start off with recovery incense ×1. I've actually got a decent amount of those, so getting another one is nice, but not required. But we do have another 8,068 sneaky snacking, which is pretty good while we were asleep for Snowdrop Tundra, given the team that we have. Even that Eevee is putting in quite a bit of work. So not too bad, not enough to get us to basic 4, but a pretty good boost given where we're at. Ultimately, I'm trying to get to, if I remember correctly, I looked at it last night, I think it's grade 2, where you can start seeing Absol spawns. So I'm trying to get to grade 2, and then after that, we may not push too hard, just to try to, like we did with the Onyx, try to keep that spawn pool as limited as possible. We're not going to get to Master, well, we may even need Master 4 now. Let's see. No, still Master 3, which we're not going to get to Master 3 for that incense, no matter what we do. So keeping it limited spawn pool for the Absol might be the best choice. But before we get into all that, let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report and see what we've got going on today. Maybe we will get something nice that will help us along the way here. Session 129, got 8 hours and 28 minutes of sleep, which still gave me 100 sleep score. I thought you had to be at 8:30, 8.5 hours exactly to get 100 or more. We've got 10% dozing, 55% snoozing, and 35% slumbering, which definitely looks like a snoozing sleep style, which is typical for us. I don't know what's even possible on snoozing sleep here, so this will be something completely different for me, but we're probably not going to get much drowsy power. Yeah, only 2.8 million. Not terribly good, but not terrible either. See, we've got Rattata, Slowpoke, and 2 others that are off screen. Ooh, is that a Mareep? That might be a Mareep. So we've got Wobbuffet, Slowpoke, and Rattata. Yep, that's Mareep. A new sleep style Mareep at that, pawing sleep. Let's see what that looks like. Is it pawing? Oh, there we go. All right. I was wondering why it was called pawing sleep and it looked like it was just yawning. Only 2 out of the 4 sleep styles. Interesting. Well, I guess that makes sense. I haven't really seen too many Mareep. Hungry Rattata. So we'll finally take him home, I guess. We do need a better Slowpoke too. Or no, we did take the Rattata home the other day. But definitely wouldn't hurt to have a better one here on Snowdrop. So I think given what has spawned, that is what we're going to go for. I think we have to take the easy W's while we can this week. So we'll definitely take that home, and hopefully it will be a pretty decent one. We have an okay Raticate, but it's only okay. So let's go ahead and wrap up, take this home, and then we'll figure out how good it is here in just a second. I feel like people avoid sending out the Rattata candy now, because I noticed that I don't have a whole lot. So I'm going to send out some Rattata candy. Oh, if I can click the button, we can move on. We got 137 research XP, sounds about right, and 187 dream shards, about typical for the start of the week. So let's go ahead and move on to checking out and calculating how good this Rattata is. If I can find it. There you are. So it's level 11 in Quirky. I don't remember what Quirky Nature does. All apples, which is pretty solid given its choices of ingredients. I'm fine with all apples. but it's not like we're going to use it for an ingredient specialist anyway. We do have ingredient finder M, so maybe I lied. Maybe we will use it as an ingredient specialist, and berry finding S. So that is a solid hybrid right there. Still a berry specialist, but a pretty decent hybrid, and we'll see what it looks like once we get to the nature. Helping speed S, that's pretty good. Ingredient finder S, so definitely leaning into that hybrid nature, and skill trigger S, which is pretty good on a Pokemon with charge energy so that it recharges its own energy more often. Quirky nature is neutral. So let's see, we have it set to total strength. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, that is about a 75-80%. If I'm just doing the math in my head really quickly. Let's see, I can make this happen real fast. Let's see, 69 plus 62 plus 87 plus 87 plus 90 plus 91 divided by 6. So 81%. That is better than the one we had before. Unfortunately, I think to replace the one that we already have, it would need to be level 25. So it's quite an investment before we can get it ready to replace it. But solid in the meantime. And hopefully a semi-decent source of apples. Still not as reliable as I would like for us to have. I would prefer just an ingredient specialist period that focuses on apples, but maybe not bad in the meantime. So we're definitely going to hold on to that for a little while, and we will move on. Another 598 sneaky snacking while we were gone. Let's go ahead and check on the news. Ooh, it finally happened. We have a new event. All right, so Holiday 2023 Double Dream Shard Research. Interesting. Double Dream Shards. I wonder why they're focusing on Dream Shards for the holiday event. Anyway, let's read on. Happy holidays on Greengrass Isle. This holiday 2023 Double Dream Shard Research event lasts from 4 a.m. on Monday, December 18th. It's weird that it doesn't give a cutoff. Event lasts from 4 a.m. on Monday, December 18th to blank. But it does look like it is going to be Greengrass Isle only. So maybe in the next couple weeks we go back to Greengrass just to try to maximize our Greengrass Island bonus for the event. So Holiday 2023 Double Dream Shard Research is a week-long event during which you can get double the Dream Shards through sleep research and may even meet a shiny Pokemon. So I don't know if there's any evidence to back up that when they say you may even meet a shiny, that they are turning up the shiny rates. I haven't seen anything one way or the other. My assumption is that they're just saying you may see a shiny just to entice people to play during that time, but maybe they are actually bumping the shiny rates a little. But if you guys know of any information about that, please send it my way. I'd love to read up on it. There will also be an event limited function called Candy Boost, which will give your Pokemon twice the effect from candies. Does that... Okay, so another question. Does that mean that candies will give double XP? Or does it mean that when your Pokemon finds candy, you get 4 instead of 2? Because to me, that sounds like that could be either one. The main skill Dream Shard Magnet S will be twice as effective. That's pretty good. Maybe we can actually use some of our Dream Shard Magnet Pokemon as well during the event. So this is an opportunity to really raise up your Pokemon. Okay, opportunity to really raise your Pokemon sounds like it's probably double XP from candy. So interesting. That would be better, actually. If it was double XP from candy, I think I would prefer that over getting double candies when they find some, because it's not really super often that they find any. In parentheses, a balance adjustment to significantly increase the effect of main skill Dream Shard Magnet S is planned for an update immediately before the event, which is good because as it stands right now at level 1, only getting 88 Dream Shards when it triggers that skill, it's pointless. Like 88 dream shards is nothing in the grand scheme of playing this game. So to get 88 on a main skill trigger that typically doesn't trigger all too often, you know, let's say it happens once a day for a week, you're still only looking at, what is that, 8 times 7 would be 56 plus another 56, so like 600 and something dream shards over the course of the week. Not very good. It really needs to be on level 1, probably like 300 or 400, somewhere around there, maybe even as low as 200. So we'll see what they actually change it to, but that is a good step in the right direction. That means they are open to balancing things out and changing things to make the game better. So fantastic, good thing. In addition, the Snorlax on Greengrass Isle during the event week will have Rost berries set as one of its favorite berries. Interesting that they're only setting one and not all three, but good to know. And for this event as well, you'll be able to meet Pokemon of different sleep types regardless of your own, so it'll always be balanced just like all the other events. Makes sense. Through limited time missions during the event, you can get great rewards such as up to a total of 60 Pikachu candies. It's kind of alright. I mean, not the best thing, but not the worst, especially given the double candy XP. So essentially 120 Pikachu candies worth of XP. So maybe not too bad. Also, researchers who conduct sleep research on the final day of the event will get a gift of 1,225 bonus sleep points. December 25th, 1225, that makes sense. On top of that, you'll have a higher likelihood of meeting Ice-type Pokemon such as Delibird, that's new, Snover, and Abomasnow, so all 3 new Pokemon. So we're getting 3 new Pokemon for this event, which is kind of what I was talking about earlier this week that I wish, or maybe late last week, that I wish we would get content updates that were more than just one Pokemon at a time. Fantastic, we're getting 2 Pokemon this time. So that's going to be really interesting. Day 1 is Monday, December 18th, 4 a.m. to 4 a.m. Tuesday. And that schedule is the same as always, so nothing really interesting there. I'm not going to bore you with all those details. Just saying that the last day will be Sunday, December 24th at 4 a.m. to Monday, December 25th at 3:59 a.m. So it actually ends the day before Christmas, which makes sense because I think Christmas is on a Monday this week or this year. So that makes sense. Yeah, Christmas is on a Monday. I don't know why I said I think. I just read it Monday, December 25th. I'm dumb. Anyway, what is the event limited function candy boost? Oh, well, they're going to explain it. Never mind. Maybe I should just save all my questions till the end. Using Candy Boost lets your helper Pokemon get twice the usual amount of XP from candies in exchange for using up to 6 times the usual amount of Dream Shards per candy. Get twice the usual amount of XP from candies in exchange for using up to 6 times the usual amount of Dream Shard per candy? So you get double XP, but you use 6 times as many Dream Shards to power them up? That seems like a terrible trade-off for Dream Shards unless you just have a ton of Dream Shards. You can freely toggle this function on or off by tapping the button in the upper right of the level up screen. Feel free to use Candy Boost when you want to level up your helper Pokemon a lot in one go. I kind of don't like that. I mean, 6 times the amount of Dream Shards. It already takes a lot of Dream Shards to really power up a Pokemon using candy, and then to do 6 times for just double the XP. I mean, if you have a ton of Dream Shards, yeah, that's an easy trade-off. But for other players that may not have the most Dream Shards, especially newer players, that's not really the best bonus. I feel like it should just be double XP from candies for a week. Like, I don't really like that. But maybe I'm missing something. If I am, let me know. How to progress in the event. Participating in the event is easy. Simply sleep on Greengrass Isle. So it does have to be on Greengrass, kind of giving me reason to think that every major holiday event like Halloween, Christmas, stuff like that is going to be Greengrass only. But we'll have to see how that pans out going forward with other major holidays. A variety of event-related effects will be triggered during your sleep research. Tracking sleep on any map other than green grass will not trigger event bonuses. So yes, has to be green grass. Event bonuses wrap up the last day of the event, which is December 24th, Christmas Eve. Researchers will gain twice the usual number of dream shards through sleep research, balanced sleep type, and then certain Pokemon will be more likely to appear. Main skill Dream Shard Magnet S will be twice as effective. May be able to meet a shiny Pokemon and receive 1,225 bonus sleep points. All covered before. And then on other days, twice the usual number of Dream Shards. So that's the whole event. A few Pokemon of different sleep types will appear. So still balanced sleep type for every day. Certain Pokemon will be more likely to appear, and main skill Dream Shard Magnet S twice as effective, as well as may be able to meet a shiny Pokemon. Pokemon that are easier to encounter during the event. This is what we want to see. Much greater appearance rate Pikachu Holiday. So we're going to get a holiday themed Pikachu. Probably a Santa hat Pikachu if I had to take a guess. Greater appearance rate Delibird, Glaceon, and Spheal. And then a slightly greater appearance rate Snover and Abomasnow. I'm really interested how they're going to pan out. Is Delibird... I'm going to take a guess that Delibird's going to end up being a skill specialist. Just because of its what is it? How it behaves in the mainline series, where it just gives out gifts. So I'm willing to bet it's probably a skill specialist. Probably Dream Shard Magnet, with how much they're focusing on Dream Shard Magnet for this event. And then slightly greater appearance rate Snover and Abomasnow. So those will be the ones that'll be really interesting to hunt for, and probably going to be the more useful out of the group. Well, Pikachu is always useful just because it is so fast, but in terms of usability for... Ooh. Would Snover be a grass or an ice type in this game? That's the question. Probably ice, just because this event does seem to be more focused on ice types. So my guess would be ice, but we'll just have to wait and see. And if it is an ice type, maybe a solid ingredient specialist. But we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, notes about Holiday 2023. Each day of the Holiday 2023 bonus event rolls over at 4 a.m. We know that. Actually, let's see. The event bonus is only on green grass. Once a certain amount of time has passed after the event, Snover and Abomasnow will no longer appear during sleep research on green grass Isle. Makes sense. They'll show up on a different island, probably Snowdrop, where we're at now. Event bonuses only apply to tracking that begins within the event, blah, blah, blah. If you wait. Yeah, this is all after the one about Snover and Abomasnow. This is all the standard. Oh, nope, I lied. There is one. The Pikachu wearing red hats will stop appearing during regular sleep research after the event has ended. So it is red hat, so Santa hat Pikachu. So that makes sense. They will still appear if you use a holiday Pikachu incense after the event. Makes sense. Wearing red hats can't be evolved. So same with the witch hat Pikachu. Can't evolve it to a Raichu. And after the event ends, you won't be able to use the Candy Boost function. If the Candy Boost function is unlocked again in another event, the amount of XP gained and or the Dream Shard consumption may change, as it should, because 6 times the amount of Dream Shards is a terrible price to pay. But that's the holiday event, so it actually sounds really good. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I love this little banner here with Delibird, Snover, and Abomasnow. Oh, the little Snover in the Snorlax hut. That's cute. But it sounds pretty interesting. Let me know in the comments how excited you are for the event and what you're specifically looking forward to for the event, and your opinions on what you think Delibird and Snover will be in terms of specialists and potential main skills. But moving on into our community reports, we have 39 today with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 doubled. I don't think we've had 10 double yet, but we almost got it this time. But not too bad. 9 that have doubled. There's another level 5, 2 level ups. It's JP, and then Link Cable and 2 Handy Candy S as a reward. I will take it. All right, so let's go ahead and collect another 508 while we were reading the holiday special. Let's go ahead and move on and collect from our helpers. Plenty of honey right there. Jeez, that was a lot of honey. We've got one skill trigger for 927 strength. Does that put us into basic 4 yet? No, not quite. But these berries will. And that right there is the problem I have with bay leaf. 1 cacao through the entire night, which it does make sense. Bay leaf is a berry specialist, but that's where I'm struggling. We did get another skill trigger for Eevee on the ingredient specialist, or ingredient magnet, I mean. So we got a few ingredients being interrupted by the basic 4 animation, but that's all right. 169 dream shards. So many dream shards. And then what about you? Yeah. Another ingredient magnet triggered. But yes, compare the amount of milk and honey that we got from these two to the amount of cacao that we got from bay leaf, and that's where the problem is coming in. Which see? Celio, also a berry specialist, only brought in 1 oil. So it does make sense that that's all bay leaf is bringing in. Just unfortunately, we need more. But let's go ahead and jump on this breakfast real fast. Get this going. And apparently something is going on outside. I don't know if y'all hear that ambulance or not, but there's always something. And we still don't have, where's it at? We still don't have enough cacao for the sweet scent chocolate cake, and that is a problem. I think we're 1 short. Yeah, 1 cacao short of the sweet scent chocolate cake. So unfortunately, with the ingredients we have now, the best thing we can make is a craft soda pop with mushrooms, because that's delicious. Go ahead and throw all of these extra ingredients in right now, and then we will fill the rest with honey, because we have, or no, we can throw in this oil too, because we don't need that. Fill in the rest with honey because we have a ton of it. It will probably continue to have a ton of it. So even though it's only a craft soda pop, maybe we'll get lucky and get an extra tasty. That would kind of help make up the difference for not being able to make the cake. Nope. My terrible extra tasty luck is back. But in all fairness, that's actually not very bad, considering with the cake we probably would have only made about 65 to 7,000 strength. So 5,500 for just a soda is not bad at all. It certainly could be worse. So that puts us a little over halfway through basic 4. And that kind of confirms what I was thinking about doing last night. A few of you have mentioned this in the comments that I should consider it. I did the math last night to figure out how much it would take and what we would have to do to make this happen. And I'm really starting to think that it's worth it. I do want to check one thing before we do that though. Let's see. All right, so I really think that we need to, let me switch back over. I really think that we need to invest in a member of our team, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So as we can see right now, this Wartortle is bringing in 34 milk. If we bump it up to level 30 to where it unlocks cacao, still brings in 17 milk, which is pretty decent. And then we also have the Eevee bringing in 7 milk to kind of make up the difference, to give us 24 milk in a day on average. But it starts bringing in 26 cacao, which is almost a full 3 times what bay leaf is bringing in. And that would make, 1, making the cake so much easier, and 2, would give us, would give us a fairly reliable cacao gatherer, even though this isn't the best war turtle that I could have, and I really am not the most happy with investing this amount into it. I think this is just what we're gonna have to do until now, or for now, because we don't know how long it's gonna be before we get a more consistent cacao gatherer. So I think that's the plan. And if we just hypothetically evolve it into a Blastoise, then turns into 21 milk and 31 cacao on average per day. So ideally we get it to level 30 and evolve it today, but I don't think that we'll be able to evolve it today. With the candies that I had yesterday, I couldn't evolve it. The only way that's changed is if the amount of candies I got from the level up, for the friend level up, gave us enough to do it, but I don't think it will. I don't think it'll be enough. So let's switch back over to the calculator and we can figure out just exactly what we need. I did not mean to do that. I meant to do a long press. Almost 5 months into the game and I'm still doing short presses when I mean to do long presses. So we got 363 XP to get to the next level. I don't want to say that we own any candies because ideally I would like to use these to evolve. So let's just say that we have none and we want to get it to level 30, which means we need a total of 195 Squirtle candies. We need 10 medium handy candies or 65 small handy candies. We do have 3 mediums, so that's 60 right there. So that puts us almost a third of the way, just shy of a third of the way to the amount we need. So let's go ahead and let's just use all 3 of them. I gave us 60. So we need 80 to evolve, which means that we have, what is that, 59 now? Yeah. 59 candies, which means we still need a further 46 handy candy smalls. And we only have 41. But one thing we can do, since we know we're going to get that bonus 1,225 sleep points for the holiday event, we can be a little bit frivolous with our sleep points, and we can buy what we need. So we have 41. We only need 5. So if we buy 5, that still puts us at only 16,700 sleep points, which is going to be, we're definitely still going to get back to our 17,200 by the end of the month, because really that's all we need is to have 17,200 by the end of the month so that we can do the free premium shop and just buy it out. So we're still going to be fine to do that at the end of the year. And that should give us enough to be able to get it to level 30 and evolve it. There's 46, it says we need 46. So let's go ahead and just use them all. This is a huge investment in this war turtle, and I am going to be really sad if we wake up to a shiny Absol that is just super good tomorrow. But that is the risk we take. So let's go ahead and get this guy to level 30. Oh, too many. I mean, if we're going to go ahead and make this much of an investment, so let's go ahead and use all the candies. Might as well. That's 21,000 dream shards right there. So imagine if we had done the candy boost during the event and we did double. So we would only have to use half as many dream shard or candies. But the cost of the dream shards would have been exponentially higher. So that's not really all that great. But not only did we get this war turtle to level 25 for the helping speed boost, we also got it to level 30 for the cacao. We can go ahead and bump that up. And that also leaves us enough to evolve it to a Blastoise. And this is a 75% ingredient specialist war turtle. It is not by far, it is by far not the worst Blastoise that we could have, but it's not as good as I would have liked for it to have been to be more excited about this investment. But I think this investment in this Blastoise is going to be a significant boon to our progress, not only here on Snowdrop with trying to make the cakes this week, but with any further island where we need some cacao and we just can't get it from anybody else. So there we are. We went from, I think it was an hour and 5 minutes maybe, or an hour and 10 minutes, down to 44 minutes and 58 seconds of frequency. So we should be getting a pretty consistent amount of cacao, and anytime that main skill triggers, it's now level 2, even better than what we had before. While we do have an ingredient finding up nature, we have a speed of help down nature, and that's why I wasn't really too eager to make this investment. But I think you guys are right. I think this was the right call. This is now an RP 1526 Blastoise, so I definitely think this was the right call to make. I hadn't even really thought about it all that much. I just kind of wrote it off as like, oh, he's not that good to invest in. But you guys in the comments told me to think about it, and so I did. I spent a little while last night going through the calculator, going through the team analysis, and seeing what it would look like if we did level it up, which is one reason I really like this team analysis, because you can just make the changes to see what would happen if you were to do certain things and see how it would affect your team. And how it affects our team is now it's predicting Snowdrop Tundra Ultra 3. But that's not even the best part, because now the best part is we don't need the Bayleaf on our team anymore, so we can swap that out for something else. The only question is what? And I'm kind of thinking maybe, you know, I was thinking about maybe putting this guy on the team. We just got him. He's pretty good. Maybe we start leveling him up. But I think for now, just to get to Great 2 as quickly as possible, like I was saying, we go ahead and put this guy on the team, our original starter Raichu. Because if we put him on the team and we do not collect from him and just let his inventory sit full, he's giving us 21,353 strength from berries per day. And Ultra 4, yes, that is the estimate that we would get to by the end of the week. Like I said, I'm not really trying for Ultra 4 this week. I think my best option is to just get to Great 2 as fast as possible, and then I may swap that Raichu out for the Rattata to start leveling it up a little bit. And that way we keep that spawn pool limited for the Absol, hope that it shows up, and maybe get a better cacao gatherer from it. But that said, that is all I've got for today. It's been quite an episode today. I wasn't expecting the news to take as long as it did, but we've made a lot of progress. Hopefully we will continue making a lot of progress the rest of this week. But thanks for stopping by and watching the video. Be sure to hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, later dudes.